What is going on, guys? It is a glorious day here on the Glorious Sunrise podcast. My name is Kevin.
Hey, my name is John.
There it is. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I caught you off guard with that one. I just went
You
straight
did.
in. Guys, what's up? Welcome back to the podcast. We're certainly happy to have you here. We are talking about some interesting stuff today. I'm going to kind of let John take the reins on today's episode for the most part because he's done a lot more research than I have. But we are going to be talking about like the pro level pathway into the world championships and some things that have been changing. Most of this was relayed on the Wizards website on April 21st. So we're a little behind on the sense that, you know, we haven't really talked about it since then, but we're a new podcast, so get over it. Anyway, John, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. I don't know about how far deep into this I can go, but we'll definitely get it covered. But yeah, man, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm feeling really good. We've for those of you who don't know, obviously we're finally getting, I think it's safe to say, settled into the content stream that we have set up for ourselves. We're very schedule oriented people. And thankfully that works to our advantage being in the YouTube game, but man, I was behind for a couple weeks and now I'm finally ahead and I'm feeling great.
I bet you are. Spreadsheets. When you said it, that's all I thought about was spreadsheets.
Oh, the spreadsheets. Haha. Yeah, we kind of have shied away from spreadsheets recently. We haven't made
but
one.
we're still very.
Yeah, we are very structured.
It's got to kind of be focused and organized and structured, or we both lose our minds.
Yeah, I like that about us, John. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it works, man. My OCD likes it.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I do want to mention before we jump into today's topic, we did talk last week about other content creators you should know in the Magic world. As part of that, we started a program which is a guest slot every week for other content creators. Now, no matter how big or small you may be, if you are a Magic content creator in the space, feel free to reach out to us. You can do that via our contact form on our website at resolvesmtg.com or just email us, DM us, wherever. But the idea being that we want to give you the opportunity to produce content in front of our audience. And we will post that on our channel, highlighting you, linking you, all that kind of stuff, just to promote you in front of hopefully a different and in some cases maybe larger audience. Not that we're huge or anything like that, but it does give a little bit of a promotional opportunity for you. So if you happen to be watching, you are a content creator, just get in contact with us. We'll talk it out. We'll figure everything out with you and get you scheduled in. But all that to say, John, do you want to kind of take it away and kind of set the stage for what we're talking about today?
Yeah, sure. So if you guys haven't noticed, Arena's changed a little bit with the standard events. So there's the standard events, the traditional standard events, and then you've got it in the other formats as well. But if you notice, it went from gold farming to now it's gems and packs. And at the end, if you win the 7 games or the 5 games, depending on which part of the format you're playing, traditional or just regular, you get a play-in point. So I figured, let's take a look at it. What's it worth? Is it worth even doing it? Which it's a different setup, and it kind of threw me off because I'm sitting here thinking gold farming, and I used to love to go in there to gold farm. It was an easy way, and I could usually tally up to about 100,000, 150,000 gold by the time the next set came out. And just the other day I went in there and it was changed. I was like, what entirely. The hell is this, man? Yeah. So some people were asking about it. What's a play-in point? Does it get you into qualifiers or something like that? And so I just figured once the question came up about the play-in points, I was like, okay, well, let's take a look at it and see what does it look like in the overall picture of the gold cost entry, the gems entry, what are the play-in points, and what's the actual just straight up entry if you don't use play-in points in the qualifiers. Came up with some interesting stuff, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll kind of go a little bit further to say that the end goal of all of this, if you are kind of farming for play-in points or however this ends up working, the idea is obviously to get into the arena championships is like the big overarching goal. And so what they've done is kind of created like a 3-tier system, which was kind of how it was before, but obviously with some other avenues now. It used to be that basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, but basically ranked play on qualifier weekend was like the only way you could get into any kind of championships or qualifying matches. Is that correct?
The ranked play, or the qualifier weekends.
Yeah.
It used to be, I believe it was top 1200 in ranked.
Yeah.
Depending on whether you were constructed or. And now it's just I don't know if they're doing qualifier weekends anymore or not now that they put this in place.
They've kind of added the play-in area, which is kind of interesting. So like the idea is and I'm going to read mostly from the article just so I don't misspeak on this kind of thing, just because I want to be very accurate with this. I will of course link the article in the description here, guys, so if you do want to check all the details out, or if we get something wrong, feel free. But basically the idea is it's a ground up structure. So there are now 2 ways to get to a qualifier play-in event. That is a single day best of 1 qualifier play-in, takes place 1 week before the qualifier weekend. Players will need to reach 6 wins in that before taking 2 losses to advance to the qualifier weekend. Or there's the best of 3 way to do it. The way you get into that is with ranked play or with the play-in points that you win from the events that are now live at any given time. So what you can do is go in, as John mentioned, to either the best of 1 or traditional events in multiple formats. It doesn't just have to be standard. You get the play-in points, and then that allows you to get to the qualifier weekend, which then if you go further and win all that, you can get into the championship. It's a little convoluted, and as John mentioned, it really does take away the gold farming aspect of it. I think it sounded to me, now correct me if I'm wrong, because I did read through the article just kind of a couple times just to get my head wrapped around it. It just kind of sounds like to me they're tired of people gold farming and they want to make it harder to gold farm, but easier potentially. There's like the potential easiness of like I could get in easier than it would be to just rank up in ranked play, because I could just farm events for qualifier points, which is like fine, I guess, but I don't love it. You have to be clear, to get a play-in point at all, you have to win every single, like in a standard event. So for instance, best of 1 standard, there are 7 times, you have to win 7 times before you even get a single point.
Man. I know, bro. Look, I'm just going to say it, bro, because I want to go PG-13 on this, or rated R. I don't know. Boys and girls, cover your ears. This is absolute ass. It sucks so bad.
I love it.
All right, so you need 20 play-in points.
Yeah,
to
20
get into
is the
one
threshold.
And so that means you got to play 20 rounds and win 7 games just to get a point. That's if you're perfect. If you're perfect. Okay. So why did they do this to the gyms and the packs? And it's not even the payouts, not even that great on the gyms and the packs or the play-in points. Look, because gold farming was a thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I really absolutely hate this, because I was one of those people that would go and get 150,000 gold off of a standard event. And then, come around the next set, I would have all that gold and I would have all these wild cards build up through the mastery passes and the packs that I've opened and all that. And then I would just build all my commons and uncommons. And then I would buy my packs or open my packs off the mastery passes and stuff like that. And then when you do it that way, every time you open up 10 packs, you get like a 10% completion off your vault, filling up your wild card vault again. So that's what gold farming entailed. It was real easy to build a set, or at least to get to an 89 to 95% of that set complete
Yeah.
just off of gold farming for new set releases. So I see why they did it. They're greedy as I am. They're looking for the most expensive way to pull on your pockets, and I was looking for the cheapest way to play this game, and they
Yeah.
absolutely pooped all over it.
Yeah.
No, it's I'll get into the prices and the prizes for each wins here, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'll be honest, as someone who doesn't farm events very regularly, I did kind of test it out a little bit this week, and you'll see later on Thursday for our flex day, I did a explorer event and got absolutely demolished. But I did kind of try it out, but that's really it on a regular basis. I'll just be upfront and say this doesn't really affect me at all. Most of the time when I'm playing, I am playing ranked, but the goal of me playing ranked isn't to make mythic. It's more to be against decks that you would expect to see in the meta and try different decks. And so like the goal of the content that I create is not focused on competitive really. And so for me, it doesn't really matter. Like it's frustrating, I think kind of silly. But it doesn't, my day-to-day doesn't change, if that makes sense. I think for a lot of people though, like the gold farming was such a big piece of it, and for the reason that you mentioned, and like it feels like they're decentivizing people just grinding through these events for that. Like they're incentivizing it on a pro level, which is fine, but I don't really know why you had to do these things mutually exclusive of each other.
Nah,
Like,
man, same shit, different day with Wizards of the Coast. If you could break something that didn't need fixed, let's go do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's definitely go break it. Let's go make people unhappy. Look, man, I'm really kind of torqued about this one.
I see that.
It's just, I mean, come on. Let me have something. I don't like the ladder. I don't like the meta all the time. Are you going to get meta in the standard events? Hell yeah, you are. It's more likely you're not, though. I could play 3 or 4 games throughout it and see some really weird and unusual decks. It was kind of like a play testing zone with some payout other than non-ranked.
Yeah, of course.
And it had some incentive there to even go into it. You know, you're doing your gold. Now, God, man, I wonder what they do up in those offices. Like, really, honestly, how can we make them saltier than they already are with us? Let's definitely, that's our focus group today. Let's make them even saltier. So, well, you know, good job. You did it.
You did it. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, exactly as you said, it just feels like another decision made that's not exactly to the best interest of everybody. I will say one area where like I'm gonna try and play devil's advocate a little bit here. One area that I've felt like Wizards in general has like needed to reinvigorate is the pro level stuff. Like I feel like personally, I used to love watching the in-person events when there would be, you know, even standard at the time was like my least favorite format. It was still a blast to see it and like hang out and watch, you know, the big level pros at the time. That was like Reduke, LSV, you know, a lot of the big names there that would go in and watch. It was enjoyable to watch because you got that pro perspective of what was going on. And I feel like because it's less of a spectacle now, in the sense, to me, it feels like I do need to clarify that this is my personal opinion because some people might feel like Arena has changed in a better way, and that's great too. But like doing Arena tournaments doesn't feel as special to me, or watching Arena tournaments doesn't feel as special to me, and so I don't really watch pro level Magic anymore. Like I watch the pros play Magic, but it's not at the pro level tournaments most of the time because they're not in person and they're not as exciting anymore. And so I feel like there's been a loss of the excitement behind the pro level. And by doing this, I will say, again, ignoring the fact that they're removing gold from the system, which makes no damn sense, the fact that they are giving you an avenue, a different avenue to get to pro is at least somewhat pushing in the direction of like, okay, well, hopefully we can reinvigorate it in some way. I don't know that it's the right way is my issue.
It's not. It's absolutely not. Because you can buy into those events.
Yeah.
You can buy into those events for the gold and the gems. And
Yeah.
when we get to the payout, when I tell you guys the overalls on these costs, you'll never do a standard event again. You'll never do it again. Look, here's I know exactly what you're talking about with missing the excitement and the theatrics of it. Look, I don't know if you guys have ever watched World Series of Poker, but World Series of Poker on like ESPN and stuff like that, there's an atmosphere to it. There's just kind of like this, Vegas-y thing. And they did have that in the live tournaments with Magic. They started getting to that kind of, we're going to put you up on this platform and it's going to be the two wizards going at it, mages, whatever you guys want to call it. And it was starting to get really fun. And then COVID and Arena. And now we see, look, I have all respect for pro players. I do. And I will still watch it on Twitch or YouTube or whatever I want to watch it on at the time. And I do watch these tournaments and I really like it, the back and forth and stuff. The one thing I absolutely hate is not everybody that's playing can have a web camera, because some people may not be able to afford it. Some people's internet connection may suck. And then some of the web cameras, I mean, it's basic. It's like me sitting here with a Star Wars poster behind me. Yeah, there's no quality control on what you're seeing with the person playing. It doesn't hinder their play styles at all. The play and performance is just top notch, and it's top tier. You're talking pro players, but I think the entertainment side. Yeah, I agree. The entertainment side and kind of the allure to it. Has kind of died down a bit, but this definitely gives, I guess, if you want to go play standard events to get your 1 point that you need 20 of, this gives you.
Like, let's put that in perspective really quick. So you do need 20 of them. Now, again, this is taking one event, which is standard best of one. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but if you do best of 3, while it's still not much better, you get 3 points at the end if you win the whole thing. 4? Okay.
4.
So they're really incentivizing doing traditional gameplay. But in traditional gameplay, you have to get 5 wins total, if I'm not mistaken, versus 7. But to put that in perspective, you have to go through... So say you're doing best of 1 standard. You have to go through it 20 times and win all 7 games just for the 20 points.
All 20 times.
All 20 times. So let's just say... you're the best player in the world and you have highest level percent wins for like pro level is maybe like 56-7%, maybe. I might be a little low. I'm being a little conservative. But there is luck involved in winning Magic. So like probability dictates you're not going to win it in 20 times. If you go 20 events, win 7 times in each of those events, and you get 20 points in a row, you're the best player that has ever lived. Like, that's freaking amazing.
Well, that you can take the 2 losses.
You can take the 2 losses. That's true.
3 losses and you're out. You got to collect and you're out. Yeah, no, man. No, it's
bad.
Absolute garbage, bro.
Yeah. Now, again, that's taking the least amount of payout. Best of 1 is obviously the least helpful when it comes to the payouts. So yes, you can kind of up your chances, but you actually end up playing, if not more games, because you're playing traditional, and so it's best of 3. So you end up playing probably more games to get, the ratio probably works out in some way that it's okay, it's probably a little better, but it's not much.
Best of 3, after looking at it, best of 3 is probably the better payout, possibly. I don't know. You want me to go over the numbers real quick so we can get that knocked out of the way?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I got positives for both of them. I'm not just absolutely trashing it. Well, look, for me,
trash it. It's fine.
For me, the only time I will use this event now is if I'm recording for the channel. I'm never going to touch it again. It just absolute garbage. 1, I got to pay to get into it, and 2, you're not even going to give me a payout worth what I'm paying into it. So, I don't even know that I would use it. And I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get back to it. We'll
We
get
sound
back
like
to it. But
grumpy old
here's,
men, and it's funny.
dude, it really is, man. Because God, they just piss. Why did you gotta take the one thing the last thing that I liked about this arena? I'm trying to be an advocate for you guys, Wizards of the Coast. Help me out. I'm trying to be an advocate for you. Quit pouring salt on my picnic every chance you get. Okay, so standard event best of one.
You're so upset, and I love it.
Dude, it torqued me, man. It
I
torqued
get
me
it.
so bad. Standard event, best of one. It's 2,500 gold to get into it, or 375 gems. So, there's already an investment there. If you take 3 L's in a row because you tried to run something different, and your first 3 matches were all meta, then you basically paid just to get wrecked 3 times. So the actual prizes in slots going from 0 to 7 throughout the standard event. So if you get 0 wins, you get 25 gems, and you don't get a pack.
No.
So you open nothing.
You get basically nothing.
Okay, so for 1 win, you get 50 gems in 1 pack. Okay, so 50 gems in 1 pack, and 1 pack is equal to 1,000 gold. So you're still not making back profit here. 2 wins, 75 gems and 1 pack. So still no profit there. Here's where we probably make into the jump of where we're probably getting close to profit, but not. I think 4 is still break even. And that's probably the one thing to keep in mind is 4 before in gold was your break-even point. I think 4 is probably your break-even point here in terms of value, but not recovering your gold or your gems. So for 3, it's 200 gold and 1 pack. So we're getting a little closer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that would be 1,200 gold altogether. 4 is 300 gold and 1 pack. So that's probably break even.
Let me clarify something. You're saying gold, you mean gems, correct?
Or I'm sorry, yeah, gems.
Just want to clarify.
My bad.
No, you're good.
My bad. I got G's next to this, and I didn't even think gold and gems both have a G in them.
They sure
I'm
do.
awesome.
As it turns out.
So these are gems. All gems. You don't get gold anymore. These are just gems. Yeah. And I'll figure out what I'm doing here in a second. We're going to try and be real professional about this. So yeah, 4 is probably, in terms of value, still close to the break even.
Yeah.
5 is 400 gems, 2 packs. That's where it kind of, so now you're looking at,
now you're profiting for the most part.
If you look at packs in terms of gold value, it's 1,000 gold per pack. So now you're seeing some profits. And then 6 is 450 in 2 packs. And then 7 is 500 gems, 3 packs, and 1 play-in point. One. You need 20 of them things to get it.
Well, and
it's so for 20, just, I mean, to even think about it, to go 20 games into this. God, man, did I not add this up? I thought I added up. Yeah, okay. So yeah, to go 20 games into this, the overall price, if you went 20 games and won seven games, all 20 entries in these events, it would be 50,000 gold or 7,500 gems overall.
Yep.
And that's if you won every single one.
Now, again, keeping in mind that you aren't so as an example, what's the entry cost again in gems for a best of 1 event?
375.
Okay.
Yep.
So you don't make 375 specifically gems back. So you don't make enough for re-entry into the event until, I believe, 5 wins, right? So just on the end of like replayability, even if you don't get all 7, you still have to at least get 5 just to be able to replay the event and give it another shot. Now that's assuming you don't already
Yep.
have other gyms and all that kind of stuff. I'm just starting from absolute zero and just basic entry cost. But I it makes it like unless you're a pro player trying to really grind, there's
Not in
like
best of one.
not in best of one. I'm just saying
Not in best of
no,
one.
no, no. I'm just saying like there's much less incentive, and I'm just gonna point out a true to life fact that happened when I tested out the event. Normally, if I jump on like the best of one ranked ladder for standard, I will get a match in with another player so we can actually begin the game within the first 3 seconds is like pretty average. Now I've not timed that out, but it's literally like go into game, play game, and within 3 seconds I usually have a match ready to go. There were multiple times on the ladder or on the event that I did, the Explorer event. I had to wait for like minutes at a time to get a match because nobody was playing the stupid format. Nobody wanted to. Now, keeping in mind, Explorer is quote unquote, I would say less popular format than standard in terms of the player base is much larger, I think, for standard. I think that's fair to assume. But that being said, like it's still an event, and like it used to be that people could grind and grind and there was incentive to go for your average player. Now they're taking away the average player incentive and basically saying like the only reason you would do this is if you're trying to qualify for something and it's really difficult. So it's like
Yep.
I just don't see the need for this. Like you're getting less people to enjoy the event. Now I get it from a profits quote unquote standpoint. They had people
Oh, well,
requeuing and they don't have to pay anything because they made enough in the event to regrind and they could just keep going and going. That's the idea. In my mind, I would rather have that than decentivize everybody from playing the stupid event. Like it makes at least people are playing in that scenario. Like
I mean, I know it makes zero sense to us, but I mean, from perspective of Wizards of the Coast, it makes perfect sense to them
yeah, I mean, yeah,
because it's the
theoretically.
last thing that they could probably crap on in this game, and they did it perfectly. They did. They did. Bullseye,
Yeah, you
guys.
nailed
Good
it.
job. But no, I mean, seriously, think about that overall. So here's what it costs just to get into an event, not this event, but if you want to go into a qualifier,
Hmm.
you can actually just pay to get into the qualifiers. The qualifier event is 20,000 gold
Hmm.
to enter or 4,000 gems.
Yep.
That's roughly a $25 value just to get into it, just to pay to get into it, not
Hmm.
using playing points. Okay, so now let's match it back up to the standard best of one event because it's the cheapest out of the two. There is a best of three. We haven't covered that. It's a little more expensive than best of one, but I think it's probably got a little more value. But here's the matchup. To go into 20 best of one standard events on Arena, win them all, and get your 20 playing points, it's 50,000 gold. Or you can just play 20,000. You can pay your 20,000 gold and just enter the event, not the
And just
the
bypass all of
qualifier.
it.
For the standard event in Arena to get to 20 playing points if you win them all. Again, I'm going to keep reiterating that
Yeah.
because it's not happening.
No.
If you do, you should have a channel and you should be marketing it as such. So the overall cost is 7,500 gems to the 4,000 gems just to buy into the event, the $25 value. Look, save yourself some time and definitely keep yourself from this receding hairline. Just go buy into the event. Just go buy into the event. Oh
Yeah.
my God, man, this is so frustrating. I mean, honestly, look, here's what I would suggest how they could take me back to happy. And that's just because I'm selfish. If they got rid of the gems and the packs and they put the gold back in there, then I would be down for it.
Yeah. Well, you just like my thing is for an event like that, I get that there needs to be an end goal of some kind for the events. I don't think this is pushing it by any means, so I don't even think they're close to nailing that part. But like for your everyday player, there needs to be because let's be clear, like the majority of people on Arena just like playing the game. Like yeah, they might try and grind a mythic or do something cool like that, but the reality is like 90% of us aren't going to get there. We're just there because we like playing the game. And so you're not going to get a ton of pro players out of this system, at least I don't think, because anybody, as you pointed out, who knows basic math and time management skills will just pay and be
Just
part
pay
of
to
the
go into your
qualifier
qualifier.
if that's your
Just pay to go.
goal. Like, and that's cool. So at least in the previous iteration, there was a reason for a regular player to invest in the system to play the event because they could grind the event to get something out of it. At
Yeah.
this point, you're really not getting anything out of it as like a basic player. Like, I get it. There's a way you can reinvest to, like, you get to 5 wins. You can use those gems to reinvest in the event again, and then hopefully get another 5 wins. But the only actual benefit to your player's account is a couple of random packs.
Yeah,
Which,
no, I'm getting something out of it. My blood pressure's going
yeah,
through the roof.
like,
What the
I
hell is
don't-
wrong with it? I mean, you could literally, by the time, if you did, I don't even know how to, I don't know how to explain this. If you did 20 events and won all 20 of them, you paid double. You could have 2 entries. You could get
Yeah.
2 runs to your qualifier weekend. What the hell?
Yeah, it
So-
just doesn't make sense. I just don't get it.
No, man. Look, I mean, if you want to put the point on the end, I would take it up to 2 points, and I would
Yeah.
put the gold back and take out the gems and the packs. Look, let me see some value add. I don't know. Maybe it is a cosmetic thing for me too, because the gems are probably just as equally as valuable. But your break even isn't until 5 now, which I think they finally caught on that we knew the break even was 4.
Mhm.
And most of us that play this on a regular, look, I'm not saying I'm a great player, but most of us that play this a lot could get to 4,
Yeah.
at least to 4 to
Yeah.
break even. So what they did is they raised the break even to 5, and then they just made the output of the prizes just crap.
Yeah,
Crap. It's
basically.
just crap, man.
Um,
So I would say on the good side, look, if you're a new content creator and you wanted just a real easy format to go into to create a video and build a deck list off of and show what it can do and kind of give your output on it, I mean, this is probably aggravating enough that people are going to want to try and figure it out.
Mhm.
Eventually, I think we're seeing the death of standard events or any of the events now
yeah.
that they went to this. I think people are going to be playing it less and less, and hopefully they change their mind. But if you're a new content creator, you want an easy format, you want to show what your decks can do, and you've got the gold and the gems to cover your mortgage, then you could go in here and showcase it by
Yeah.
running it. And if you get a deck that goes 7, you got a great thumbnail for your
Yeah.
video for the day. If it goes 3, if it goes 5, then you do your deck list and you do the analytics afterwards and say, you know, this is how well it did. This is kind of what I ran into.
Mhm.
I do find that in the events, I run into less meta than I do on the ladder. So there's that.
That's interesting.
It
Well,
gives
I
you
get a
little
lot
bit
of
a-
when I was running the event, I got a lot of the, like, quote unquote easy win decks. Like, that was
Mhm.
what was being gone for a lot of the time. So I was playing mono red, so I was guilty of it. But I figured that was an easy entry point to Explorer just because I had never played Explorer. And so I tried it and it went poorly.
horrible.
Um,
Yeah, look, I opened up. I tried it too.
Yeah.
We talked about it. We were both going to try it before we even did this.
Yep.
I think I went through the first 2-3 games pretty easy.
Yeah.
I think I hit 1 meta. I was running mono black control
Mhm.
for it. And then next thing I know, it just started being Naya and Chance with the Kami just recurring all the damn time. And then I ran into, I want to say, the Celestia Magecraft build that you played on the video for Thursday or Friday. And it was, I mean, it just got all of a sudden out of left field. I was just getting really fast decks, which
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense for the
Yeah,
standard
yeah.
event. But I still think it's probably a good testing ground.
Yeah, for
If you
sure.
if you don't want to do ladder and be showing off your opponents playing the same meta all the time,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that is what you want to do. But if you don't want to do that, or if you don't want to go non-ranked, which you'll still hit meta, then I still think it's a pretty good proving ground.
Yeah.
Because if you do get the 7, then you've got the thumbnail of a lifetime for a lot of people who are looking for it, and they can go see what you did. So yeah, as a content creator, I think it's a good proving ground.
Yeah.
As a person who just wants to enjoy some aspect of this game, yeah, I'll stick to my live streams. so
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna dip my toe. So as some of you guys know, we do flex days on Thursday. Lately that's just been standard gameplay, just because Streets of New Capenna has still been very interesting to me. But I think on Thursdays we might jump into more of these events just to try it out and give a more well-rounded approach to it. It's easy to I think on one hand, we're Magic players and we like to complain. And so as a whole, it's just another thing for us to complain about. On the other hand, I think there's reasons for those complaints, but I do want to give it its fair due and just kind of run through the event a few times and see how I feel about it after a little more experience with it. And so I think we might use Thursdays for that a little bit, but let me go into it just saying that I don't think it's worth it personally. I think the math is pretty clear that it's just kind of not.
Yeah, no, and because I don't know that I covered it. I think I got off on way too much of a rant, which is fine because
that's why we have the podcast. It's just for you to rant.
The traditional is 5,000 gold, 750 gems for entry, which is just double,
yeah,
pretty much. No, exactly. And for the one, you only have to win 5 games instead of 7, and I still believe it's 3 losses. And
I think it's 2 actually.
Is it just 2?
It might
Jesus,
be.
man.
I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I think that I read that in the article.
I'd open it up, but it probably set off the whole recording. Yeah. Either way, I think the payoff's a little bit bigger off of best of 3 because of 4 points. And you get 4 play-in points instead of 1 at the end of that. However, comma, if you go into best of 3 and you're not playing one of the top 3 meta decks, you're about to get wrecked.
Oh yeah.
So
like no doubt.
Best of 3 is definitely a proving ground if you think you want to go pro, if you think you want to start doing tournaments all the time, which if you do, go to MTG Melee. They got all kinds of free tournaments going on all the time in different formats and stuff. And they do have pay to play tournaments as well.
Sure.
But if you really want to test out and you want to kind of get a feel for that tournament play style and stuff, and just kind of, hey, is this my thing? Definitely go check out MTG Melee, get in a couple of those tournaments, fill it out. Traditional standard may be the place you want to go to test out your deck list in Arena for that. But I guarantee you, if you're not playing top 3, those people that are in there trying to play top 3 are probably people who want to go into tournaments and want to get those points and kind of get that tournament feel.
Mm-hmm.
Of the other opponents and stuff. You're gonna get some pretty aggressive opponents. Better be running it.
Yeah.
Better be running it. You got no flex and creativity in best of 3, I don't think.
No, you don't. You really have to be on top of it.
Yeah. So yeah, man, with that, I just look, they raised it, they figured it out. They figured we could top out at 4 wins. They took it to 5 because we can't have any joy in our life. And they crapped all over the man, I tell you what, dude, I'm advocating for them all the time, and the game is always the game, but goddamn, just give me something. Give me something nice. And then when you do give me something nice, don't figure it out and take it away. Don't, man, because I've put up with Goldspan and Chariots and Luminarch Aspirants for 2 years. And you haven't taken that crap away, so don't take my gold away.
Yeah, and I guess, in summary of, and I won't speak for John, but in summary of my thoughts, mostly because I'm scared too. No. So the way I'm looking at it is I feel like I don't, I hate, let me separate for a second and preface this by saying I get really annoyed when Magic players in particular are like, man, fuck Magic. They're doing all this terrible shit and stuff like that. I'm like, so stop playing the game and then shut up. Like,
Yeah.
nobody cares. It's fine. They're just playing a game. And, like, at the end of the day, they're a business and they're going to run it like a business. However, your business is a game, your business is the player base. And so you do have to balance the, like, money making opportunity with the happy players opportunity. There's a balance there. This felt like a very obvious decision in the business direction
Oh
where
yeah.
they saw there was like hey, people are grinding and they're not having to pay to play, and
Mhm.
we need to kind of decentivize that, but we need to wrap it up in a nice golden bow, and so we're going to add play points to make it so you can qualify this way even though it's more expensive. And so
Dude.
to me it's just like I think it shows some of the priorities of where Wizards is right now. I heavily disagree with the decision because, to me, as a business, your success is built around a player base that enjoys the game. And while this, again, probably doesn't matter to most people because they're not trying to, either they just, are playing for fun, or they're playing on the ranked ladder or whatever, and maybe they don't participate in events. There's obviously a lot of people that do, otherwise they wouldn't have invested anything in this, any time into this. And so,
Mhm.
I don't know, it just seems like you made a business call that doesn't really align and debalances the whole thing. So why would you do that? I don't know. It just feels kind of dumb to me.
Oh well, they needed to make some profits so they could pay the other half of the True Blood
Yeah,
cast to
yeah.
come in and do their damn
True Blood cast.
do their damn card releases and stuff like that. Look, man, I just yeah.
Yeah.
No, look, I love the game. I love the game. Wizards of the Coast, let me catch you on the street, bro. so, so
Jeez.
it just and hey, look,
Wow.
we're open to the discussions if you guys want to sponsor us. So
If you guys want to sponsor, no, if you
no,
guys want to jump on the podcast,
yeah,
I
no,
would
I
love
was
to.
talking about Wizards. Well, yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Here's
No,
my thing. In that vein, I've often thought how cool it would be if Wizards would like sponsor us and like all that stuff. In the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know that I want that pressure.
oh no, you'd
I'll take other
automatically become
sponsorships,
yeah,
but
you would automatically become no, man.
I'd love to work with them.
No.
Like, obviously they make the game, so like it'd be great to work with them and have that opportunity. So if anybody from Wizards is watching,
I don't know,
they're
man.
not.
They I just they didn't have to take this away. They didn't have to
They
reset
didn't
it.
have to. Yeah.
So whichever one of you nerds, and I say that in the best way because I'm one too.
We're all nerds.
Whichever one you figured out that the break even point was 4 and you guys decided to bump it up to 5, which is a little harder. I'm not too worried about it. But you took away the gold aspect of it too.
Mhm.
Man, we need to talk because all you guys had to do, if you wanted profits, go make another 100 secret layers for the year that nobody asked for.
Yeah.
So
I've been kind of
yeah.
tired of secret layers.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
I
just
don't know.
it was really a profit margin move, and
Oh,
it
for
looked that
sure.
way, and it reeks. It absolutely reeks. You guys have about 20 other things you could prioritize and think of to make this community better and make the gameplay better. But no,
Yeah.
didn't do it. You really just when you never cease to amaze me because just when I thought Wizards of the Coast couldn't screw it up anymore, they topped themselves.
They're always striving to set the bar a little higher.
It's got to be like a motivational poster
Yeah.
going into the building. How can we piss them off today?
Make them mad.
Whoever wins gets a free steak lunch or vegan breakfast, whatever you guys want.
But you got to
I
pay
don't know.
gems to get it.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's terrible. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Again, I wanna end this by just saying that, like, yes, we know this was released in April and we're only just now talking about it. this is just one of those things where it retroactively we kind of discovered what was going on, and so we felt like it was grounds for a podcast episode. So I know we're a little behind the eight ball on this, so I apologize if you're watching this and you already know and you've already voiced your complaint. Then welcome back to the argument. We just kind of noticed it and we're like, wow, that's kind of shitty. But with that being said, just pay for the event, and now we can go into the end of the episode where we get to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, look, if you want your value for it, just go into the qualifier. Give yourself 2 chances at the qualifier instead of giving yourself gray hair.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I hate that. Well, traditionally though, guys, at the end of the episodes, we do kind of just bring up something that's non-Magic related traditionally, and kind of just talk about it. So, John, what you got this week, man?
Nothing good, man. Nothing good. I'm just gonna go out on salt levels here.
All right, that's fine.
So, our pull liner is Tor.
Yeah.
So we gotta. So oh, woe is me. We got an in-ground pool. So the liner tore throughout the winter because the pool company that we got didn't winterize it correctly, and we told them that, and we knew that, and they never did anything about it. But the chances of getting them to cover the cost would probably cost more than just replacing the liner. So now we're just waiting for estimates, and then to start the construction in our backyard of putting a new liner in for a pool that we're probably not going to see until August, and we'll get it for a couple weeks this summer. Yeah. I would prefer to be in it right now.
Yeah.
Because it's so hot. But yeah, that's it, man. Wizards of the Coast, you matched up with my pool on the perfect week, man. I got enough salt for the world right now.
Look at that. He's not really mad about the tournament stuff. He's just pissed off about his pool.
It is, man. It is. That's my 10 o'clock to midnight. I just like to go chill in the pool and cool off before I go to bed, man. It's great.
I feel you. I was talking to you earlier. My in-laws had to replace their liner a couple years ago, and it was a fun endeavor for them. They had a lot of just actual issues aside from the liner with the pool that they had to get fixed as well. Because they hadn't really done too much maintenance on it for a while, and so it was rough, but they got it all taken care of, which is good, and it's beautiful now. So I wish you the best on that. Good luck.
Thanks.
My thing is that I'm reading for the summer. So here's what's been going on.
So that course worked.
Yeah. Totally.
Jeez. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can read now. Yeah, in my head just popped up the funniest mental image. Anyway,
the Microsoft paperclip.
No, it was a SpongeBob episode. Weirdly.
There you go.
The little plankton episode where the guy's like, "Well, I can't read," and I'm like, "That's me." Anyway, what the fuck is happening on this podcast? No.
I don't know, man.
So my wife is a teacher, as I've mentioned before, but over the summer, she taught me how to read. What is this episode? Why are you laughing so hard? You're the worst kind of person. I'm trying to tell a story. You're mean. Oh, there's my dogs also. This is derailing so quickly. John. I know you're muted, but I can't.
I know, man.
That was so good. No, so my wife set a goal over the summer, was what I was gonna say, which was that she wanted to read 10 books by the end of summer, and I was like, wow, that's a really good goal. And so while I haven't set the same goal for myself, I have been reading a good bit. What is so funny?
Everything now.
I didn't do anything.
I got the church giggles, bro. I can't stop.
Oh my god.
All I think of now is that I can't read.
That was pretty good.
Here, I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna let you tell your story, bro.
So I can see you is the problem. So I finished some other books, but I just picked up Dante's Inferno, and that's my read right now, and I was really stoked about it. Except because I found it used. I found the whole Divine Comedy, which I was really stoked about. But I went to get into the book and it's like falling apart. Like pages are falling out, and I'm really upset about it because it makes it hard to read. I could just take the pages out, but I don't do that. So here we're at. This is where we're at. I'm
Cool.
frustrated. That's my story. That's
Yeah.
a terrible
No,
story.
I understand. I
That's been
understand.
going
You
on.
know what makes it even funnier though is if anybody's ever read Dante's Divine Comedy, or the Inferno. Man, for somebody who can't read, dude, you went to level 1000
Yeah,
real
dude.
fast.
Look, I learned real quickly. My wife's a great teacher.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man. It's not, you got some of those that are just easy reads and stuff like that. That is not one of them.
No, it's not. There's so much to it, but it's a blast, and I love this kind of stuff. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I do also want to point out to wrap this up. Now that we're done with all this, we were talking before this about opening up PO boxes and stuff like that. I didn't tell John that I was going to mention this, but if you guys are like interested in that kind of thing, like I know John was talking on stream with some people, they wanted some signed stuff and like whatever. If you guys are interested in PO boxes, we can do that. We haven't because we don't feel we're important enough.
Yeah, man, it blew my mind, bro. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
and
like,
then no, they were really asking, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
okay.
But like, I mean, I always thought it'd be fun to do like a mail day thing, like either once a month or something, just do like a mail day where if people do send in anything, and it doesn't have to be anything, but it could just be like a letter or whatever, I don't know. But like if anybody had stuff to send, like send it and we'll open it up. And if you want it signed or whatever, I don't know why you would, but if you do,
that's what
we'll sign it and send it back to you. But I guess, again, for that, we would need a P.O. box, probably two, because John and I are in two different places, so you can send it to either one of us. But if that's something you're interested in, I guess let us know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I really did not anticipate that ever becoming a thing, but, like, that's cool. Oh, no, my camera also just overheated.
No, that's fine. Let's wrap it up then. But no, it blew my mind. It was at the end of stream Thursday nights, and I was just like, you guys are tripping me out right now.
Yeah. But hey, that's cool. Anyway, that's it. We did it. We came to the end of this weird fucking episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was a blast for you, because it certainly was for us.
It was therapy for me.
Yeah, and I learned how to read in this episode, so we're doing great.
All kinds of things, man.
So weird. Guys, I really do appreciate everybody watching. Make sure, if you're not already subscribed, that you do subscribe to the channel. You follow us here if you're listening on Spotify or the podcast app. Either one is available to you. But we really do appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of this and making the It Resolves community freaking bomb, man.
Yep.
And that's it. We're done.
All right. Much love, guys. Peace.
What a dumb fucking episode.